All right, looks like we're live. Hello, everybody. First off, today is a very important day. It's Mother's Day. So before we even announce ourselves, we'd like to say a very happy Mother's Day for everybody out there, especially you, babe. And I know my mom and my grandmother are probably watching this in Florida.
They are. They're on already.
They are. Well, happy Mother's Day
to
three of the most important people in my life, and happy Mother's Day to all of you else, all the other mothers out there. Anyways, now that we got that out of the way, my name is Russ.
And I'm Kerry.
And we are the Roads We Roam. We are still in Montana. We are at Grizzly, what is it? Grizzly...
Yellowstone Grizzly RV Park.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice park. Good bathrooms and all.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's how he rates.
Hey, it's bathrooms. I've got about everything I need in there, including the bathroom, but if I don't have to mess with the black tanks, the very least amount of stuff I have to mess with the black tanks, the better. So I'll run there and use the bathroom. And that's the bathroom, actually, right behind us, that building over there. You see that RV behind us? He's got a trailer there, and
yeah. Mom will find this interesting.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but I grew up in a motocross family. My mom and dad both met because of motocross, and so they have superheroes, legends of motocross and supercross back there, Mom. And that trailer has an old 1971 CZ. And a 1974 Bultaco, which I know you'll recognize. And as soon as I stepped in there, I was like, wow, is that a Jeff Emming Kawasaki? And the guy's like, yeah, I noticed you know motocross. So that was kind of neat. They're actually hooking up, getting ready to leave right now.
Yeah, he came back with a big old grin on his face because he was gone for quite a while. I was trying to figure out whether I'd have to send somebody in after him. But
I was going to the bathroom and ended up checking that out.
We have Mike and Trina. They said good morning and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there in RV land.
Good morning, Mike and Trina. Thank you so much.
Arnold and Josie were the first people in the room.
Hey, guys.
And they said they were checking in from South Texas, wishing all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so much for joining us every live chat.
Lewis.
Hey, Lewis.
Happy Mother's Day to Kerry and all the mothers out there. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We are. And Julie Anderson is joining us today.
Glad you're with us.
You know, we never know who's going to join us on like the different holidays because we do this no matter what. I think New Year's Day we posted.
Didn't we do it on Christmas or was it Christmas Eve?
We did Christmas. We did every day back then.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not on an everyday posting schedule anymore right now, but... yeah, if it falls on that, we'll still be here. Rain, shine, snow, whatever it is.
Let's hope not rain.
We have, your mom said, I think your Uncle Danny rode the Bultaco.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Two Doves is here. Hey, this is A and Amanda. Happy Mother's Day.
Thanks for joining us.
Wonder if you're still in Yuma. Just a little bit of a temperature difference.
A little warm in Yuma for me. But it's a little cold in Montana for me, too. So.
That was a bee.
Just a bee. Don't worry about it.
Okay, never mind. Big bees in Montana. I'm just saying.
I could be nice and nonchalant about it because it wasn't messing with me. It was just you. It's just a bee. Don't worry about it. If it had been me, I'd have been.
I'm bad. He would have been out, and we're attached to our microphone, so things would have gone flying, and you would have seen the sky for a little bit.
Yeah, it would have been funny. Speaking about funny, I don't know if all of you stuck around until the very, very, very end of our latest video, Saturday. There are several bonus clips, and I fought with Kerry not to put a couple of those up there.
But I won.
But she won because it was being released before Mother's Day. So.
Yeah, that, and you get to see what I get to see. What I get to deal with.
Yeah. I guess it's funny, but oh, it's embarrassing. Anyhow, those are up there in bonus clips, and that's something that we're going to start doing from now on. We will be doing bonus clips at the end of all of our videos, whether they're bloopers or just kind of funny stuff, and sometimes it
Things
won't even be
don't
that.
fit well into the storyline of what you're talking about.
Yeah, it'll just be behind the scenes. You know, we've gotten a lot of neat feedback here recently about how we've kind of changed up our video platform.
Well, we listen to you guys. We've talked before about this is very collaborative. That's why we do these live streams, and we love to comment back and forth with y'all. And so we're trying to incorporate a lot of the suggestions that everybody has given to us. Some things are great ideas we just can't do for whatever one reason or another, but a lot of them we are. And so that's why if you've seen kind of a change or a migration into different formats, that's as a result of all the great input that you guys have been giving us.
And I'm really liking the direction it's going to. So I'm so happy that we've been getting the feedback, because your feedback just makes our video so much better.
Arkansas Traveler says hello from Arkansas.
Hey guys.
They love Yellowstone.
Thanks for joining us.
We have not been into the park yet. We're in West Yellowstone.
Yeah.
But what I'm seeing so far, I'm in love with.
Oh yeah.
And you know, it just dawned on me. And so there is a small airport out here because of all the tourists that come in. We found out about 4 million people every season
just through this gate,
through this area. And when we first arrived, I noticed how quiet it was. And coming from Vegas, I was thinking, wow, there's not that air pollution, that air noise. It's so quiet. And then just yesterday and today, we've noticed the air traffic is starting to come in, and the locals were saying that's because peak season, it pretty much shuts down.
Yeah, you saw a huge difference between Thursday and Friday night.
Yeah. Oh, the town is filling up. It's getting a lot busier.
Yeah, we could actually hear something very familiar. As I was editing the videos, I could hear something very familiar, and I said, Kerry, do you recognize that? She says, oh yeah, right across from us over here, it's a zip line, so you could hear the zzz.
Yeah, I don't know if they were doing their practice runs with it.
I think it was. Yeah.
And somebody was having fun, and Russ said, that sounded just like you.
Yeah, I heard that. Woo-hoo! It sounded just like you when you did it.
So when we did the zip line, it was way out in the wooded area and mountain views.
Yeah.
It was really gorgeous. And you're seeing a lot more of these in urban areas, but they're like courses, and you
here,
go
let me
it.
rotate you here. It's behind these houses. I'll let you get a quick look at it. Behind these little cabins here, you can see kind of the platforms up there. They've got some bridges and all that sort of stuff there. So I was telling Kerry, what we should probably do is do zipline reviews. And then maybe at the end of the year,
official zipline people.
Do like 5 zip lines you have to hit. I know Kerry loves ziplining.
I do, actually. I mean, I wish they were cheaper.
Yeah, they are pretty pricey. I don't know. I wish we had a more powerful YouTube channel. We could go in and say, hey, you know.
At a place like this, they'd probably be like, yeah, stand in line.
Yeah, well, get out of the way. Nomadic Fanatics coming through.
He is in Montana.
I know.
He's like just north of us in Butte.
Yeah.
KV said, hey, from Missouri. They're on the move again.
That's
they were
right.
just in Tennessee.
They're heading to the Tetons.
That's right.
Yeah.
So KV, Kate, and Sophie, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day. Thank you so much.
Oh, I want to play with Sophie. Big, gigantic Great Pyrenees.
Big old Pyrenees, sweetheart.
Oh, what a cool name. Forgotten Winter. Welcome. I think you're a first timer in the room.
Well,
so
I tell you what,
us.
I would probably remember that name if I had heard it. Very cool name.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Two Dove said, we're listening to you on the road on the way to the Petrified National Park. in Arizona.
Yeah, we went there, not you and I, but, did we go there with the kids that one time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we went.
Back when.
Way a long time. But I went there once with my mom, and I believe Tutu, my grandmother, was with us. We were relocating from Dover Air Force Base. This is when I was an Air Force brat to, Curtis Air Force Base in, I forget the name of that base in L.A. But, or not L.A., it was just outside. It was San something. But,
outside of LA?
well, near Southern California. I can't remember the name of it. We were just there real short. It was just a training base before we went on to Hickam Air Force Base in Honolulu.
Oh, I can't remember.
Maybe my mom can remember. She's watching. But
that's true. She's on here.
I think it was Curtis Air Force Base, actually. I think that's the name of the base.
So I think we're getting...
San Bernardino was the name of the city. That's right. San Bernardino. Thank you, Mom.
Got a request, I think, for one of our upcoming featured recipes in our thing from Two Doves. They said the white girl burrito.
The white girl burrito.
Russ makes fun of me. Well, we lived in El Paso, which any type of food that I could make that fell into the Mexican food genre just is not good Mexican food compared to the food you can get in El Paso.
You know, did you make that you did make that when Two Doves was with us,
yes,
didn't you?
Yes, I did, except we didn't have all the right ingredients because you ran to the store. So I'm going to have to remake it for you guys because...
And we didn't have an oven either because you usually bake it in the oven.
We didn't have an oven, and we didn't have enough salsa, and we didn't have... But anyways, so Russ has always called it my white girl burrito, and he loves to eat them, but he would never bring them into work because...
I'll take them into work if it was like Hawaii or someplace, but not in El Paso.
It's like, what are you eating? So I think I'll have to put that in for next week. They are really good.
They are. I love them.
In high school, I used to work at a place called J.D. Cooper's, and they used to make something similar to that, so I just fashioned it after that. And hey, we liked it, but I guess we have to come up with a different name other than
White Girl Burrito. Yeah, not too politically
no,
correct there.
It's the Kerry can't make true Mexican food, so this is.
But like you said, and I agree. I love those burritos. They're truly comfort food. Mm-hmm. Along with that is another one that I've named, a famous name, is Kerry. Always
he should not be in charge of naming any of my meals. I'm just going to say that.
Kerry calls this hamburger. Well, she used to. Now she calls it what I call it. But she used to call it hamburger, macaroni, and tomato. There's too many syllables in there. I'm not even going to count them. Hamburger, macaroni, tomato. It's just so much. So I changed it to
goulash.
Balberona slop.
Yeah, okay. For
I
all
love
the women
it.
in the room, would you ever feel flattered that somebody's calling your food slop? I mean, that's all I'm saying.
Hey, it's great stuff. I love it. Okay. It's one of my favorite meals. Every time you make it. Have you ever heard me complain about it?
No.
Yeah, there you go.
Call it slop.
It's a guy thing.
Okay.
Hey, jerk, you know. That
no.
and they like that.
No, they don't.
Yeah. Well, it's not jerk. You use another word, but I can't say
Donna,
that here.
How are you?
Donna Delahunty?
Yes.
Hey, Donna. Thank you for joining us.
And your mother is asking what date the zipline video is. We'll put a link to this below, but because I don't know the date off the top of my head.
Oh, the one that we went to? Yeah, it was in Texas. It was the same time that if you look at the thumbnails, it's got a picture of Black Betty and Teddy, the little guy Max, and sitting in front of a hangar, and then it also has a picture of Kerry ziplining.
Go back to late January.
Yeah,
late January, early February.
Yeah.
Five Find Freedom. This is another name that I have not seen before.
What was the name?
Five Find Freedom.
Five Find Freedom. Boy, that's almost a tongue twister. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
It's good because it's like, again, one of those that'll stick in your head.
Yes, I will remember that name.
Two Doves said, you know this. Tell them you know the singer to 1 ton of mayo.
Yeah.
Okay. Song that got stuck in my head forever.
And especially since I had to learn it on the ook, it really got stuck in my head.
So Forgotten Winter says, burritos are my favorite. I owe 5 pounds to breakfast burritos.
Man, I got to tell you, breakfast
burritos are good too.
I'm probably about that same, 5-10 pounds. You know, being here we were talking about, they've got so many work camping opportunities. They have one of them is a candy place called Sweet Treats. Another one is a pizza place. I told Kerry, I said, hey, you know what? We could come back here. You could work at Sweet Treats. I could work at Pete's Pizza. And we could come out of here several pant sizes larger than we came here with. But there's great opportunities to eat. We went to the Wild West Pizza. If you're ever out here looking for a good pizza, Wild West Pizza, highly suggest it. All the locals highly suggest it, but they also highly suggest Pete's. So we're going to have to try Pete's.
And it was really interesting. We had found Pete's Pizza, but we hadn't had a chance to get there yet. And then yesterday we posted some of the pictures that we had put in yesterday's video. We put it on Instagram, and somebody commented below and she said, hey, we're here in West Yellowstone as well. We're work camping at Pete's Pizza. Yeah. You should stop by and say hi. So we're going to stop by, say hello, and then I told them that I will be going to Outpost Sweet Treats. And she said, oh, well, then we're probably going to be going to visit you too.
Between the two of us, we've got those markets cornered. I think it's RV Revved Up, something like that.
We'll find it and put it
They
down.
do have a YouTube channel, but I've noticed their they're a younger couple. They're about our age, and they're traveling in an RV around the country, and they have motorcycles too. So a very interesting channel.
We have, let's see, Two Doves said they love the slop.
Yeah.
We've got to change the name on that. I'm not. Unboxing Our Life. Wow, a lot of new people. Hi.
You know what? Not only a lot of new people, thank you for joining us, Unboxing Our Life, but really cool names with a lot of thought in them.
You know, and that's the thing. I'm very impressed at all the cool names, because when we were trying to come up with a name, it took, I think, 3 weeks. And every time we thought we came up with a cool name,
it was
we
gone.
Put it in, gone. I mean, I had a notebook with pages on them, and then we finally.
But you see some of these names, like that one, Unboxing Our Life, and then the Find Freedom. Those are names that I would have jumped on in a heartbeat, but they never even entered our mind.
They don't pop in your head.
The imagination and the creativity of people on YouTube just amazes me.
Although we have talked about this before, there's nothing more frustrating than coming up with a YouTube name that you think is perfect, and you put it in there, and somebody has it, but they've never done anything with it.
There's not a single video.
There's not a single video. They haven't even liked videos. They haven't. So it means they created it and then they never did anything with it. I can understand creating a name and you're more of an observer rather than a creator, and that's still fine. But when you don't do anything with it and you're like, you took my name. Okay.
Off the soapbox.
Well, they said unboxing. I got on the box, you know. Scott and Tammy, where to wander to. Hi, guys. It's hot and muggy here in Florida.
Ooh,
and the love bugs are awful. I was just reading about the love bugs out there, and I was telling Russ, I'm kind of glad we're not in Florida right now.
Big infestation of them going on right now?
They said it's like one of the biggest swarm years in ages that they've had, and I don't know why that's happening right now. I didn't read that far into it. I just saw these pictures with these bugs, like your mom has that back screen patio, which I think is a requirement for any house in Florida, because you could never enjoy the outside unless you have a screened in area, and it was just like covered the back wall of it. So no thank you. And I think, I might be caught up. Nope, I'm not caught up. I will be, though.
You're getting on it.
KV wants to know, did we sell Black Betty? Sadly, yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
What we were able to do, so we did have a period of time where we had both the RV and Black Betty, but it was floating money, really, to truly do what we wanted to do, which was to eliminate all of our debts. We knew we could sell Black Betty for X amount, and that was what our budget was for the trailer. So we floated a little bit of money just so we could get back and forth, especially with you going to see Tutu and your dad and everything while we were in Vegas. But it was something we had to do, and it was very sad because that was probably the best vehicle we have ever owned.
Yeah, we had no problems with that.
And even bringing it in, the CarMax people.
The guy's like, that's your vehicle? That's the one you're selling? Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was like, show me the money.
Yeah. But, I mean, when you're looking for that no muss, no fuss, we were in and out of there in an hour. We didn't have to worry about anything. Yep. We got a fair price of what we wanted.
We got a very fair price. And like you said, we walked in there, and an hour later we walked out with a check that you and I were both
it was right
happy
about
with.
What we wanted
to
equalize with that.
Yep.
So. The decampers said, hey guys, good morning from our campsite at Natural Falls State Park in Oklahoma.
I've never been there, but Natural Falls sounds gorgeous. Thank you for joining us, guys.
It does, and that sounds odd to me just because I'm not very familiar with Oklahoma. I've gone through OKC.
Yeah, you don't.
There. So to me, when I think of Oklahoma, I think of large, vast, flat plains.
Yeah.
Oklahoma and Kansas, we've only tended to drive right through on the freeway, and it's always been very windy whenever we would go through as well. So if there are falls in Oklahoma, I think we have to find them.
Yeah, well, we're going to hit maybe not all 50 states with our RV, but 49 of them for sure.
Unboxing Our Life said, you guys made us fall in love with the teardrop trailer, but we understand the Class A choice. We went into this a little bit on Friday. We still love the little guy Max. And if we weren't full-timing and working, we could still work if we weren't working in the trailer, but Russ does a lot of his work and a lot of his equipment that he has to have. We needed room, so we needed that extra space. But we had even said, if our little guy doesn't sell, we're probably just going to keep it for the family. And there may be a time that once we do have a different type of tow behind, if it can still tow the little guy, we might take different vacations with that. There's so many positive things to be said about the travel trailer for a small travel trailer, and we still get a lot of comments on the tour video of the Little Guy Max that we've done, and repetitive comments where people say, I can't believe how much they put into that little thing. And they're right. I mean, there is so much that they put into it, and we truly got a good idea for that when we were pulling everything out.
Oh my goodness!
To move into this, Russ, like there's still more in there.
I could not believe how much stuff we had inside there. But no, Kerry's right. It is very cozy, very comfortable. If you're a couple wanting to full time and you're not working, I think you can do it. I think if I wasn't working, we would have been able to do it.
Well, here's the thing. We traveled full-time with 2 dogs.
6 months.
For 6 months. So it is doable. And we were comfortable. We didn't go crazy. We didn't go at each other's throats or anything. We've talked with several single people that have gone full-time in it, and they love it.
I would have no qualms. If I was a single male or female and I was thinking about going full-time in a Little Guy Max, I would have no qualms about it. You would be very comfortable. You'd be very cozy. And you have everything you need inside there.
So we're glad that you got some help from it. We'd be happy to answer any questions if you still decide to move forward in that endeavor. So as far as the small travel trailer market goes, we love, and we still love the Little Guy Max. So Two Doves wants to know when I am starting my work. So Wednesday should be the day. I just emailed the owner and to get the specifics on when to check in and what to do.
And where our campsite was. We actually walked by it yesterday.
And that's one of the, not all work camping opportunities work this way, but a lot do. And a lot of them, you'll notice the rate of pay may be lower, but you'll often get a free campsite.
With full hookups.
With full hookups. And when you factor that in to the environment, I mean, this right here, West Yellowstone, is very much a tourist town. And the campground that we're at, starting next week, the rates skyrocket because it's peak season time. And if you wanted to spend any amount of time here, you're going to have to spend a fair amount of money. So how else can you get into some of these really cool tourist areas and minimize your costs? Well, okay, for a couple hours of work a week, you get a little bit of money back. You get, right in the heart of town, campsite. And we get access to Yellowstone Park, which I plan on going and exploring as much of that as we possibly can.
Yeah. There's a lot I want to see here. I think you're 100% correct. It's a great opportunity. You and I were talking about it. The pay is kind of what we made as kids, well, maybe like late high school kids. But when you start adding in, the minimum here for a minimal site here is $65 a night. So you start adding that in, that's a lot of money that you're saving, and to be able to be here.
From the beginning, we've been curious about work camping opportunities, and a lot of people have asked us, how do you make money on the road? Now, at the beginning, we were both working full-time jobs, and then I stepped away from my full-time job. Russ still does contract work for his company that takes up a lot of time. So I figured, why not jump in there and try to experience, so that way when people ask questions, I can answer it. It satisfies my curiosity about it. And I mean, if you watch my early videos, everywhere I go, I have to stop and find fudge and test the fudge. I'm working at a place that makes fudge.
You're working at a candy shop, I know. There goes the keto diet.
How much better can you get than that?
Yeah.
So it's one of those opportunities. When I saw that, it was a no-brainer, and I'm looking forward to trying that. Although we do have a fallback plan from Ron and Linda out in the Ozarks. Where they said if you get tired of that, we can come out that way. Russ can even join the pit crew.
Well,
go down in the pit.
No, that's not how it went at all. He was saying we can have room in the pits for you. You could be our guest. You can help us work out there. Russ, you too.
I was trying to be nice.
Russ, you too.
Russ, you too.
That was an afterthought. But no, yeah, there are a lot of opportunities. I think what you're doing, and I'll probably do a little bit. I'm going to float in when they need help, but I'm swamped with my work for the company that I work with. But what that will do is it'll bring a lot of value to our viewers. Like you said, it won't just be, oh, we heard this, we've read about this, we've seen this. No, we've actually experienced it, and we'll have firsthand knowledge to pass on to everybody.
And just like the couple that's working down at Pete's Pizza, we can tell that there's a lot of other work campers coming in, a lot of RVs that are setting up not in these campgrounds, all interspersed throughout the town.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure we're going to meet more people and maybe talking to people about getting different tips and tricks from seasoned work camping people.
Yeah, what's the best places to work? Hey, you don't want to do this. We don't know. You may have the worst one there is.
It's not a candy shop.
Yeah, but you never know.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll learn a lot from this.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to it. And it's just a great way to experience different things. And some are short. Some you can, like the sugar beet harvest, 2 to 3 weeks. Amazon, you can get for, I think, like 2 months at a time. So depending on the length that you want, there are so many opportunities out there. Forgotten Winter said, we found an awesome name. So when we were going back to the names and coming up with names, that they liked our name.
Oh, very cool. Thank you.
Russ actually came up with that. Because
it was a struggle.
I was like ripping my hair out. Like I said, I had a notepad paper and I was like, forget it. We're not going to have a channel. We're just not doing it.
We'll be dash, dash, dash.
Well, we'll start over. That's probably not taken.
Yeah, who knows with YouTube? It probably is.
But thank you. And, that's the thing. Once you come up with your name, own it, work it, and have fun with it. Because that's really what it's all about.
Yep.
3 for the Road RV is here. Hello, everyone.
Hey, guys. Thanks for
Welcome,
joining us.
Jim Carroll from the Eagle's Nest is here.
Hey, Jim.
Ooh, hold on. My thumb went way down too far. Chuck is here. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Chuck. Thanks for joining us, man.
Give Sloth a little scratch behind the ears for us. Let's see. We've got Lewis said, worst love bug infestation I've seen in Florida in the past 14 years.
Yeah, Lewis is right down there near my mom's place in Hernando. I don't know exactly where Lewis is. I forget, but I know he's really close. So I wonder if my mom is experiencing that sort of issue too.
If so, we're not visiting until they go away. Alan Bean said, greetings from Nashville, everyone. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. So, Alan, you've got that check mark. You're covered for the whole day.
Thank you for joining us, Alan. We spent some time in Nashville, had a really good time there.
KV said, bye, y'all. Lunch is over. Gassing up and getting back on the road. Be safe,
all right,
guys.
KV. Safe trip. Looking forward to seeing your pictures there in the Tetons.
Yes. I've got to look at her pictures, too.
Back in the day, I thought that was Teton.
Teton. I can see that. Teton.
Yeah, I would call it Teton.
You get that stuck in my head now. The Decampers, northeastern Oklahoma is beautiful. It's part of the Ozark foothills.
Oh.
Natural Falls are the falls from the movie Where the Red Fern Grows. I've heard of that movie, but I've never seen it.
We haven't seen it, yeah.
I wonder if it's on Netflix. If not, Amazon. We should check it out.
Ever since that movie, The Ozarks, or that Netflix show, The Ozarks, I want to go to The Ozarks. You got to see it. It's a great show.
We'll make our way there.
Yeah.
I know we will.
I hear
there's
it's
a lot of people out in that
really
area.
humid in the summertime, though.
So here's a question to you. When is the best time to go visit the Ozarks?
And still be able to swim and all.
And swim, yes.
Yeah, got to get in the lakes.
Well, after we work pizzas and candy, we're going to have some sort of exercise program to fit that out. Although I do
Heck, I need that already.
I like our son's thought on that. He said, no, you work camp, you do that for 5 months, you gain all the weight, and then you just go into hibernation like the bears.
Like the bears out here in Yellowstone.
Unboxing Our Life says, it takes the right couple to live in such close quarters as full-time RVers. That's why we love meeting fellow RV folks. They're true adventurers and the best of friends.
Yes,
You're right on that, I think.
We saw a movie, I think it was Nomad, what was that thing? Epic Nomad, that Epic Nomad movie. But there was somebody in there that made this comment, and I say it every time that somebody mentions something like this. The RV is an amplifier for a relationship. So if things are really good, they're going to be really good in an RV. If things are not so good, it's going to be pretty bad in an RV.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it definitely does. It takes a certain couple to live in close proximity like this. And
even with those certain couples, as you get ready to take either a long vacation or go full time, you have to have that understanding of clear communication. Things when you lived in the regular sticks and bricks, or even when you're not on vacation, that you would normally just kind of let slide, but then you find that they fester for a while.
yeah.
Just speak it out right away. And the other person knows, okay, they're telling me this now so that they don't bite my head off later. I'll take it and I'll modify it.
Yep.
And as long as you show that you're listening to that person, or try to explain why. So if, let's say, for example, I'm doing something that irritated him and he's telling me it irritates him, I might tell him why I felt I had to do it that way to give him a little bit more understanding. So communication is even more important.
And you really got to watch what you say too, because you might end up having to make your own breakfast.
I was sick. I wasn't mad at you. That's so wrong.
I'm referring to the bonus clips at the end of our last video.
Okay, Carlos and Renee, aka Loca.
Hey guys.
AKA living the RV Loca life,
Yeah.
are here.
Have they done their live chat yet? If they did,
not
we
as far as
missed
I
it.
know.
Guys, let us know when you have that, because we'd really like to join in. We truly enjoy live chats with people that we follow and our friends.
Okay, Ron said, "Happy Mother's Day, Miss Kerry." Now, is that snow in the background? I had to double check because I don't have my glasses on.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is. But he said, "I'm joking." Oh, Russ, about the pit area. Oh man, I thought, okay, yeah, make him earn it. Make him earn it.
Hey, I scored pretty high on my mechanical score for ASFAB, so I'm just saying.
Just don't ask him to fix the plumbing in your house.
Yeah, plumbing I didn't score very high on, apparently.
3 for the Road RV said, "We plan on work camping as well. We hope to start in the fall of 2020, knock on wood." There's wood somewhere around here.
I'm going to let you get away with that since it's Mother's Day.
Oh, I'm going to milk this one, that's for sure. Two Dove said, "We're looking forward to our experience up in Yellowstone as well." Yes, so they will be joining on the other side.
Yep.
So probably...
Yeah, they're about an hour and a half away from us. I think they're only like 40 miles away from us, but the speed limit's like 20.
miles an hour.
So it's going to take forever for us to
Get
hook
a
up.
horse.
Speaking of other people, joyous Voyagers, Corey and Daniel are going to be in the area, and I think we're going to be hooking up with them here pretty soon. They're going to be about an hour and a half away from us, so it'll be neat. We've got a neat little video planned if that does work out.
Very Little Guy Max centered.
For all you Little Guy Max people, I think you'll enjoy that one.
Carlos Renee said, "It's bad with the love bugs. Car washes are loving it." I bet.
Oh yeah, everybody's coming in. Yeah.
Yeah, just during that time of year, get in your RV and leave Florida and wait till the bugs go away. And you can come up to West Yellowstone, because even though it's in the 50s right now, it feels so much different than the 50s, like when we were in Tennessee.
I think you're just in awe. That's all.
It is beautiful out here.
Yeah,
It is gorgeous.
So they've got the Wolf and Grizzly Center just down this road from us. If you watch the video from yesterday, we look surprised that that's where our RV is,
Because
but
we
we took
walked
the
the other
long way. We went around in a circle because we weren't planning on going there. And then when we were there, we looked down there and was like, oh my goodness, that's our camper. But anyways, they have 2 packs of wolves there, and yesterday evening, about 7 or so, you could hear them howling from
cool.
here, and that's about a mile away, I would imagine. Not a mile. Maybe half a mile.
A quarter of a mile.
Yeah, I'm horrible at judging
I
distance.
can see the building from here.
So, can you? Oh, that is. Yeah, okay. Yeah, quarter mile then.
That's why I'm the navigator.
Yes, I'm just the driver. I point the nose in the direction she tells me and pushes the pedal down. But, and then about 2 o'clock in the morning, we were both up for some unknown reason, and you could hear the coyotes yipping.
I think that's probably what woke us up, is you could hear it. It was crystal clear and there was a pack of them, and they were just singing.
Yeah, they were
Abby
pretty
has
boisterous.
gotten used to it.
Yeah.
By now, we heard coyotes out in Marana, in
Elephant
Arizona, Elephant Butte, and the first couple times, Abby was very unsure, and now she just rolls over, grumbles a little bit, and then goes the other way. So.
Yeah, Abby's like, it's just those homeless nomadic people. Dogs. It's just those homeless nomadic dogs. Psh.
Yeah, that's
how people look at us when we roll through town.
So the hardest question that I still
Yeah, we stumble on this all the time.
Because when people ask, so where are you from?
Uh,
And then I feel like, oh, because we're pausing, are people thinking like, are these sketchy people? They don't even know where they're from. You know?
Yeah, we're witness protection. I bet they're witness protection.
We're really bad at it.
Oh, you know, it's horrible for me. Every time somebody says I have to fill out my address if I'm filling out paperwork, I have to pull my wallet out because I haven't remembered the zip code yet. Heck, I haven't. I know the town. That's it. I don't know the mailing
still
address.
Asks me every time he goes to the gas station. He'll pop his head back in. What's our zip code again?
Yeah.
I need to put something in one of these pockets so if Russ ever gets lost with his information.
My name is Russ
But
Belverona, and my address.
That is one of the tougher questions that I still haven't come up with an answer that I feel comfortable that it's just that's my response. Because if I say I'm full-time RVing, then they're like, oh. You know, you get that kind of curious.
Yeah, you do tend to get that.
And then people ask, so where are you from? And especially when we were right down in Arizona, for example, and we had lived in El Paso, and they're like, oh, so like you're not far. I think it's like, no, we've been through Tennessee and Florida and everywhere.
Yeah, we've been all over, man.
Yeah, go to our village map, and you can see everywhere we've gone.
I'm glad you kept going because I was just going to embarrass myself and sing that Johnny Cash, I've been everywhere, man.
He still did it.
Yeah, I still did it.
It's the Russ. See, that's why his other channel is RB's Variety channel because he has many talents here.
I got to get it out.
So the decampers said it's very humid out there, lots of bugs. We prefer camping in the fall, winter, and spring. If it's warm enough to swim, it's hot and humid. So none of the Ozark area.
Okay.
JT, speaking of El Paso.
Hey, yeah, JT's from EP.
Just got here. Happy Mom's Day. Enjoy raining from El Paso. Okay, that happens like 3 days a year.
Yeah, it's not a common occurrence in El Paso.
No. And when it does, it's just like, you do not have like a whole rainy day. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Which I got used to. So living in the Southwest, I've gotten used to predominantly sunny weather. Mm-hmm. So when we went to Nashville in November? Yeah, we were in November.
Yeah, November.
And all that rain. And then we even hit quite a bit of rain in Georgia and Florida. I was starting to get into a funk because I just needed that sunshine.
Yeah. Yeah, we had almost, I think in Tennessee, we didn't have, in the whole 3 weeks we were there, we didn't have more than 72 hours of sunshine. And I'm not even exaggerating.
No, and when we were in Tennessee, I can remember we went for a good period of days where we didn't have any living in the Little Guy Max.
Yeah. And
I was so excited with sorry, I'm going to try not to sneeze right into the microphone.
Sorry. Oh, that was building up. That was going to be a strong one.
It was going to be.
I would have finished off for you, but I had no idea where you were going with that.
No, remember the morning the sun actually was up, and I had a playlist of all these songs that have the word sunshine
Oh, that's right.
And Russ said, do you actually have a playlist of sunshine songs?
Look at that blue bird. Look at that blue bird. Right in the tree, right here.
Ooh.
Yeah,
he's like purple blue.
Yeah, he's...
I'd say get your phone and turn it out to see if people can see.
I don't think they can see. Let's see here. I don't know any of you birders can see in that tree right there.
Turn it a little more.
No, that's right on there.
No, you're facing the cottage. So did you all see the bird?
He's very blue and he's still there.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it was funny. If you actually go on our Instagram channel, you can... I have it where you were playing I Can See the Sun or, something, whatever song that was. I've got it documented. That's right. Here Comes the Sun. Yeah. I've got it documented on Instagram.
Yeah, I was going a little stir crazy back then. Carlos and Renee said they've been camping in Orlando for 2 weeks. They were going to trade in the rig, but they were going to rip us off, so we decided to buy another for Alaska, looking for a truck camper or trailer, and no live stream yet. Such a process, but once you finally get that one where you can feel good about, one, the comfort and that you're in, but also, two, the price you paid for it, because that really is something. And if you walk away from something feeling like you've been ripped off, that's going to have a huge effect on your demeanor towards this. And, you know, the same can be said even just with ours. When we went in for ours, we talked before about on our Class A, when we were first looking, we probably wouldn't have looked at it.
Yep.
And we probably wouldn't have we probably would have maybe bypassed this if it weren't for all of the perks added on. Now, the consignment dealer, they didn't even know it. They didn't even market it with all that stuff. This thing would have been gone in a heartbeat if they had.
Yeah, so we just looked at the price.
We felt like we got a good deal out of this. Now, that might have been their marketing ploy, because I noticed the same thing. We have them doing our little guy Max right now. They didn't put anything about the Rough Rider and all the other little things that we were including, the weight distribution hitch and all this other stuff we're including with it. They didn't. The one thing they talked about is, this great stained glass stuff that we put on the bathroom thing for privacy.
That was like a $24 thing that Kerry bought from Walmart.
That's the one thing they decided to talk about on it. But then I thought about it. If somebody comes in to buy it and then they feel like, I'm getting all this extra
I don't think
stuff,
so. I think they've got...
might be.
Yeah, no.
They just don't put thought into it.
They've got reach and they can sell stuff, so they don't worry about it. They don't put a whole lot of time in it, because if they would have known, if they were really trying to push, they would have at least said it had solar, because they didn't even know it had solar when I got there. I said, is it solar ready? And the guy's like, I don't know.
But going back to that, you have to feel like you got your money's worth with it, whether it's used or new. I think that's really important when you're going into these places. And a lot of questions that people asked about buying RVs for the first time from dealerships, the markup. And then one of the things that we found from experienced RVers, and then we found it through the negotiation process, you can expect pretty much up to a 30% negotiation wiggle room with
because we had an immediate 20% drop on when we first walked in. Our little guy was like 40 grand,
they had
41,000.
We still have the paperwork. We didn't pay 41.
Yeah. But they dropped 20% immediately, and we could still go lower if we drove to Tom's Camperland in Arizona. So we kind of wiggled that in front of our dealer, and lo and behold, they came very close to that and threw in a bunch of extras as well. So they will wiggle quite a bit.
And if you're watching a lot of the news, so you had 2 bumper years of high production and sales were booming, and now it's starting to slow down a little bit. So I think you're going to see even more wiggle room with some of these dealers trying to move things off of their lots. So now's a really good chance to buy.
You get some fantastic deals on Heimers. And I'm not even being funny about that.
I mean, it's serious, but it's because they cannot, they don't have a warranty.
There's no warranty there, and some of the a lot of states you can't sell brand new if you don't have a warranty system, so they're setting up their own warranty system, or they're going through other companies. But there are some fantastic deals on some Class B Heimers out there.
Carlos and Renee said that they do have plans. They're going to be in Quartzsite in January.
Oh, well, we might bump into you.
We may. I mean, we're kind of all over the place right now still. Just the great flexibility of this lifestyle. One of the big RV rites of passage, we've talked about this before as well, is RTR, the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. And there are people that love going to it. There are people that have gone to it and just said, can't stand it, but you've at least experienced it. Even
beyond RTR, I think Quartzsite in general is a big rite of passage. It's kind of like, I forget what the Navy calls it, but when they cross the what's that center line around the world?
The equator.
Yeah, when they cross the equator, there's a thing, this little whatever they go through. If anybody was in the Navy or knows people are in the Navy or just knows this, let me know what it is. But it's kind of like that. It's a rite of passage.
So Ron said, you have what looks like a nice RV and you go where there's snow? That is disturbing. Well, we can enjoy it. I mean, the first night here it was 23 and it did not get cold in there at all.
Yeah, that was the thing. In the Little Guy Max, even if we'd have the heater running all night, if you weren't wearing socks when you got out of bed, even if you were, man, that floor was cold. And in this thing,
yeah, it's just, you know, difference between a travel trailer, a non-4-season travel trailer versus this rig that has all the tanks and engines.
And this is fully 4-season here. We've got great insulation underneath, on top, and everything. Our water tank, our fresh water tank, is actually inside, and it's stored under the front part of our bed. The gray and black tanks all have heaters on them, so we can turn the water heaters on so those tanks don't freeze up.
I was grateful for, because when we went to Escapade, we heard a lot of people talking about tips and tricks in this. One gentleman was talking about how on one of his camping experiences, their black tank froze, and they had to empty the black tank. And so he came up with this brilliant idea that he would use his wife's hair dryer. And he said, you know, it fit perfectly. I just set it right down in the hole and turned it on, and it wound up thawing everything out enough so I could do it. He said, but apparently that's a no-no, and I had to go buy my wife a new hair dryer.
Yeah, I noticed your hair dryer disappeared after that.
I hid it.
After we sat through that seminar.
Not going to go anywhere near that bathroom, which I did not get to use the hairdryer much while we were in the Little Guy because we couldn't plug in to the AC. So unless we were plugged into shore power or the generator, I couldn't use my hairdryer. So that's why you saw so many hats and so many ponytails in the early days, because I just had to modify my hair routine because I couldn't use curling irons and blow dryers and things like that. Not as often anyway. Carlos Renee said, we just can't take this. So they're the one that they've got. I like this much better on the phone. I'm moderating today on the computer, and it's a little bit more difficult. So they're talking about the current rig that they have is 45 feet, and they can't boondock very well, and the roads aren't very good for it.
Yeah, we had somebody ask us about that too, being in the larger rig, if we'd had problems with boondocking. And I think you just have to do a little bit more research. I think out in Pahrump and stuff, out west, it's a little bit easier to boondock because there's a lot more areas, a lot more open areas. If you look at where we were above Pahrump, it was nice and flat. You could get any sized rig in there, but that is an issue, especially with a 40-foot rig. And two, you have to worry about height because some of the dirt roads, you know, so there are a lot of issues there.
It is. You have to think just a little bit differently. We never really thought twice when we were in the Little Guy Max and towing it. We had the Rough Rider, so it was raised a little higher. We figured if our truck could go there, the trailer could go there, and we just went. And we knew we were small. We were on the very small side of rigs, so we just assumed it fit everywhere, and it did. This one, you have limited spots at campgrounds. We found that even coming here, it was okay. We only had 3 spots that were long enough here.
And it's not only length too. You got to worry about amperage. We're 50 amps, and when we were in Vegas, the only one open was a 30 amp. Now we do have adapters, but if I'm running a 30 amp, that means that we can't run the AC and the microwave
or the 2 ACs
at the same time. You know, you have to be on 2 different circuits for that, and with the 50 amp, we can do that.
So Mike and Trina said my pictures were looking good, the ones I took of the animals.
Yeah, you did a fantastic.
I've been playing with it. I mean, I've got a lot to learn, and I started playing with a couple little of the different buttons and settings. I don't even know. But it's enjoyable. It's something I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and I sat there forever and took like 1,000,000 pictures.
Well, that's I think every photographer does that. You know, the more photos you take, the more opportunity you have to get some great photos. And I think the one, my favorite one is in the video, but we didn't show it on Instagram. It was the one where the waterfall came, and you could see the water crystal clear, and then the 2 wolves in the background were out of focus. It showed that it had good depth, but also motion up front.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah. Well,
I was trying, because I noticed that if I hit certain settings, I could get things up close, clear, and back fuzzy, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So I was just practicing playing around with it. And I think learning a hobby like that now is so much easier than, let's say, 20 years before when you had to work with actual film. Because I would have been terrified to waste through all that film.
Only have 36 exposures.
Exactly. But so now I've got that freedom and that confidence to just kind of, I'm not going to break anything unless I drop it. So just go crazy with it. So I do appreciate the feedback on that. Thank you. Unboxing Our Life said, going back to the costs when you're buying RVs. They said, we have a friend who is an RV inspector and told us with new RVs, you can start pretty much by asking 40% off. We tried it for fun and it actually worked.
Well, fantastic.
80,000 down to 50,000 right off in the showroom.
Well, good information.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. See, there you walk away feeling like you got a deal.
Yeah.
Okay, going back. So Ron said Neptune, Order of the Neptune. That's the Equator deal, Russ.
Oh, okay.
Or Russell. You've been schooled.
Very formal. Yes.
Ranger Rick, hey guys, sorry I haven't
Hey.
been around. The weather's getting better, so we are outside.
We're seeing a lot more of that, Ranger Rick. A lot of the people that watch us are they go out and explore as well. So we've noticed that. But thank you for joining us
And
today.
we are trying to be outside any chance we can get now.
We just think for y'all it's a better view than sitting inside of our RV. And for us too, we like to be out in the fresh air.
I got to work on a tan. I'm starting to get one.
Yeah.
And it's not due to lack of showers either. That's what he thought. He's so used to me being pasty white that when I first started getting color, he thought I needed a shower.
Well, we're out in
really
red dirt
bad.
area.
Chris Hansen said we called it crossing the line ceremony. So that's, and then he also said Neptune's realm. Who's that?
Carl.
Okay, hi Carl.
Shaka, Carl.
Mom said, I keep waiting for someone to come driving up behind you on a golf cart for a photo bomb. Oh, it'll happen at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But people they don't know what we're doing yet. They don't know us yet.
We get some strange looks.
Yeah.
You know, we've got people walking in front of us here that are working over here and they're looking, what are they doing?
Yeah. I've learned, this was the hardest thing for me. He's been doing it for years with his metal detecting channels. But the hardest thing just starting YouTube is getting in front of the camera and talking and
Out in public.
out in public. Yeah, I would try to hide behind it, or
Yeah, you'd see the camera be real low, you know,
low,
like, come on, we
going into
can't
places.
use that.
But I'm not to nomadic fanatic point yet, where you got this big, huge gimbal with a fuzzy microphone and just going straight. I still can't get to that point.
You'll be
yet.
there. We'll get there.
Life goals. Goals. Let's see. Donna said Asheville.
Asheville.
I'm trying to. Okay, we're old today. Trying to think. She's responding obviously to something that we had said. And
Yep.
I'm just not connecting it at the moment.
Me either.
Carlos Renee said, "God run, guys. Safe travels. Take care, everybody. Happy Mommy Day."
Thanks for joining us,
And
guys.
then Alan wants to know, what type of camera are you guys using? So for this, I don't know what you're asking about, so we'll cover a couple.
Yeah.
For this, we're doing the iPhone 7,
Yep.
and we do a lot of our live streams that way. The pictures that I've been taking is the Canon Rebel T7i. Ooh, I sound like I know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
And then a lot of our driving footage, if you're looking out the window or even back at us, if it's shaky, it's probably the iPhone 7.
If it's smooth,
If it's smooth, then it's the Hero Pro Black. And we have a
GoPro.
black. I'm sorry, yeah, GoPro Hero Black and a GoPro Hero White.
yeah, the white was early on when I think we were in Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
and more recently, I think earlier in the year in January, I think you got the
Yeah.
black.
Yep.
Which we got that because the main differences between the two. So if you're looking for a GoPro,
Don't buy the white.
the white is very limited.
I'm sorry, not white, silver. It's silver. Don't buy the silver.
Yeah, it's like a grayish color. But when we're driving, that one you still had to reach forward and hit the buttons and do everything. And if you're doing it driving, that's unsafe.
Yeah.
And unless you just let it run the entire time, which we didn't do, because we would often alternate between facing us and turning out. So we found out the GoPro Hero 7 Black, you can do verbal command.
Yeah, you can turn it on, turn it off, start recording,
Which he
all that
loves
stuff.
because he has the ability to sound like he's in charge. GoPro on, GoPro turn. And I'm going to have to film it sometime because it doesn't always pick up what he's trying to say. And so then he's yelling for like 10 minutes, GoPro on, GoPro record. But, and it's usually just because maybe if we had the windows down, the road noise or something like that blocks it. But it does work very well, and we like it. And the stabilization is amazing.
Yeah, that's the big difference. I think it's a silver. I can't remember if it's silver or white, but anyways, it shoots. It doesn't. You don't get 1920 by 1080. You don't get that HD. It says it does, but you actually have to expand in your editing program. Whereas the other one, the black, will shoot all the way up in 4K, which I don't do. It's just too much data right now.
And that's the other thing. We've heard other YouTubers that when you do maximize, and you get some great footage with the 4K, but then the upload speeds and just even people that haven't
even watching
it have difficulty.
You'll see a lot of times if you're watching video and the audio is off sync with the video, it's usually because it's in 4K and you're not able to keep up with the 4K stream.
Exactly. So if you run into that issue, there you go. Forgotten Winter said, with the camper prices, we sent out to multiple companies to get the lowest price, and then our dealer matched it, so we ordered through them. That's
a great idea.
Yeah, that's a fantastic idea. And we found, just like what Russ mentioned earlier with us, we found other places that were further away that were willing to get the price we wanted. Then we called our local dealer and just said, hey, can you meet it or beat it?
Yep.
And suddenly they're motivated because they know you're a serious buyer, and they would rather take a little bit less of a profit than completely lose out in the sale altogether.
Yep.
Unboxing Our Life said, we full-time RV but aren't traveling with the rig yet. Your channel is a wonderful window for us to experience the country.
Well, thank you.
That's part
Very
of our
kind
goal.
words.
We did a lot of YouTube watching before we hit the road. And we had this little habit where I worked from home when I wasn't traveling for work. So Russ would come home for lunch and we would just sit there and watch the YouTube videos and live vicariously through other people, learn about places we wanted to go, things that we wanted to do or not do. I mean, that's another great value on some of these YouTube videos, where something that you might have wanted to do and then you look at it and you're like, okay, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take that off the list for a little bit. So yeah, we're glad we could be helpful in that way. And as we mentioned early in the hour, we love your feedback, because this is we understand that's what you're doing. And so we want to be able to enhance that experience when we are able to. So anytime you have feedback, ideas, or suggestions, please send them our way.
Yep.
So three further rows just saying goodbye to Loca because they had to leave the room. So bye, guys.
Bye.
Ranger Rick said, 2 questions. Are you pulling your truck? No, we
sold Black Betty. Yep. Because we couldn't flat tow it, so we're going to have to dolly. And really, we wanted to make this a negative cost, or so we did that by selling the truck, which covered what we put into this.
And then, are you still going to Alaska? Yes, but the schedule has changed.
Yeah.
And we'll touch this real briefly. We talked a little bit more about it before, but we were ready to go to Alaska after spending several months with the little guy Max, because we knew our rig, we knew the ins and outs of it, we could depend on it, and so we felt confident moving forward there. We don't know this well enough yet. We just took this on its first 700 miles. It traveled well. We like it. We do think we'll probably have to get a tow-behind vehicle, but we don't want to finance anything. So one of the reasons why we're here doing a little work camping gig is hopefully we can get the money from that to buy a tow-behind vehicle. And while we are here, we're going to explore the Pacific Northwest area through different trips, testing out our new rig.
Yeah.
And then if we feel good about it, then we're going to push forward.
Yeah, that's a huge step going into Alaska, taking a trip to Alaska. And like Kerry mentioned, with the truck and the little guy Max, we knew we could make it without any problems here. We just have to make sure that it is as good as we think it is.
Yeah, it's 20 years old, 20 plus years old. And so we'll go back to a comment we used to say early on, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure we know this rig, we have the confidence. So in the little guy, we felt confident that if anything broke on it, we could pretty much fix it. And, or at least it was nothing debilitating that would stop us from moving forward.
Yeah.
And that was something very reassuring. One of the main reasons why we went with that at the beginning. This, not so much, and there's a lot in it we don't understand yet. We still don't even understand all the inverter systems and the ins and outs of all that.
Yeah, the batteries and all that stuff. So
we don't even know how many batteries we have.
We have to learn. We have to make sure that we understand all the systems.
Long answer to your question, but yes, we are going to Alaska, but we're not sure of the time frame.
Yeah, we pushed back, and we don't know exactly when we will go.
So Carl said, sorry if you've already mentioned it, but my son wants to know if those are piles of snow behind you.
They are.
Yes, and it snowed 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Like actually falling from the sky.
If you go more into town, there are actually piles of snow that are
chin high.
Yeah, about 5 foot high.
And there's a part in yesterday's video, Russ is talking about the snow piles, and he reaches down to go pick up some and says, oh, I forgot how cold snow is.
Yeah, that stuff's cold.
It's snow, but so right now it's in the mid 50s. It's very comfortable out, just being out just in, layered clothing. You don't necessarily need a jacket or anything like that. Here the weather is supposed to be pretty temperate. I think it only gets up in the 70s. During the summer, I'm not sure how humid.
Yeah, I don't either.
So if anybody that's been to Yellowstone, let us know. Alan said, would enjoy watching a post on behind the scenes of how you make your videos. Funny you mentioned that, because Russ thought about that the other day, but we were running a little bit too late. He said, maybe we should set up a video of us setting up for the videos. Yeah,
so we will definitely do more of that. Maybe I'll go through our new process of how we've been doing. If you watch the last 2 Faces in Place, actually they're not called Faces in Places anymore. If you watch the first 2 videos, season 2 videos, episode 2 and episode 3, that's our new platform. And maybe we explain how that works, because it has made filming and editing so much easier on us. It used to be pretty stressful trying to get enough to, you can just film whatever, but when you're trying to tell a story, it's very stressful. Am I getting enough to tell the story? I know I'm getting enough to tell me the story because I'm here and I understand it, but trying to tell everybody else the story. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. We will do that. Thank you.
And just know, always having more footage is better than not having enough.
Yeah.
So when in doubt, pull the camera out and film it. That's the thing. We did have other footage that we wound up just not using.
Every week it's like that. Every week we have about 175 video clips. And I think every week you guys see about 30.
And it's been a learning process. I think if you watch us from the early days, which I try not to because it's kind of painful for me to
Hey, you got to learn,
watch it. But I mean, you kind of find your own rhythm too. You can look at other YouTube channels that you find certain pieces that you like, that appeal to you, and you can not necessarily copy, because you're going to find is, even if you want to do something like so-and-so does it, it's still going to have your unique imprint on it, because you're you. And then you just find, as you go through things, your comfort zone, and don't be afraid to evolve.
Yeah, and that's what we did in the beginning. We thought, oh, we really like this channel, we're going to do it like them. Oh, we really like that channel, we're going to do it like them now. And we've kind of mixed and matched. In the beginning, we were mix and matching people that we liked, and we're emulating them. And now a lot of what we do is because of the people we watched, but we've got our own spin on it. And I think it works very well. I think,
and the input from people
exactly.
watching, because I think viewers are getting more educated as well. They're seeing different people out there, and they may see something and go, but I would love to see this, and I don't see it anywhere else there. Could you guys try that? Well, I'm willing to try anything pretty much. So, the behind the scenes and being and evolving, but the worst part, and I'm glad we've been getting away from it. At the beginning, I was very deer in the headlights. I didn't know what to say, so I'd trip over my words a lot. So I'd have it scripted, but you know what happens?
Sounds like you're reading.
Scripted.
Yeah.
And try not just be you in front of the camera.
And very short, what Kerry's saying is be conversational. Don't be, I'm reading. And if you've have a loose idea of what you know you want to talk about, and then talk about it. Because you're right, a lot of our early stuff was scripted, and you could tell. And now we don't script it. We know we have bullet points. Okay, we're going to talk about this, this, and this, and then we just try to go, because we think it makes it much more conversational. It makes people think. It makes people feel like we're there talking with them, I think. And I think that's the key to getting people to sit around and watch your stuff.
Well, I was watching one of those behind the Hollywood scenes, and they were talking to this actress, and she said she really started doing a lot better when she stopped worried about memorizing everything line for line, and doing bullet points and hitting on the key elements and knowing her character, just knowing who that person was, and then you intuitively kind of add your flair to it. And then, of course, if there's a specific line that needs to be said, then the director would tell her to do it.
Yeah.
But those early days when we would do our intro and we'd have to go back and forth, you all have no idea how painful that would be sometimes, trying to mess it up. Yeah, I mean, trying to get it, and we would mess it up, or we'd be almost through, and then one of us would mess up.
Yeah, so close. Half an hour sometimes out there.
Yes, we are more than happy to show behind the scenes now, because we're in the groove and we feel comfortable with it, and you won't see us killing each other anymore. Whereas in the early days, if you had asked us that, we probably would have said no.
Yeah.
That you don't want to see it then, because we'd be pulling our hair out. Joyce Voyagers are here. We were talking
Corey.
about you. Your ears must have been
Corey
ringing.
and Daniel, guys, let us know if you're going to be out this way. I know we had talked about stuff. It'd be great to meet up with you.
Donna said she's a solar girl, used to live on the East Coast, and those rainy gray days would get me down. That's why she's in Phoenix, Arizona now.
Yeah.
Joyous Voyagers, yes, film.
Yep.
And so people are starting to wrap up. We are just over the hour.
Yep. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you've got any last minute questions, go ahead, throw them out there. If not, we hope everybody has a wonderful Mother's Day, and we thank you so much for sharing part of your Mother's Day with us.
Yeah, and if you have a mother or someone special that you are treating today, don't let them clean. Tell them you'll take care of it, and not wait till tomorrow and it'll still be there. You go do it for them. All right, so we have Joyce Voyagers, Two Doves, Dina S., Arkansas Traveler. They're all getting ready. Arkansas said sharing your journey has been so educational. Thanks for what you do. Well,
thank you. Very kind words. Thank you for joining us.
And I think that's pretty much it.
All right, guys.
Wrap up for today. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.